Hi, my name is Cory Williams from Daydream Studios, and today I'm going to show you how you can make a 3D model using 4K video with AI. This is something that I did yesterday and posted it on LinkedIn, and it's gotten a lot of response, but I wanted to give some best practices to help people get even better results out of their scans. I've seen a lot of really great scans, but I want to help people get better scans because I think this software is just phenomenal. So I've already got a toy in here. This is a knockoff He-Man toy. I've actually got like a huge box of knockoff He-Man toys. Lately I've been on this kick where I want to create a web series based on toys that were never a part of anything to begin with. And since these are knockoffs, it's perfect. Anyway, so that's another big thing I'm doing here. So we got this guy in here. He is, I don't know what he's from. I can't remember, but he looks like a mix of Howard the Duck and something out of a crazy sci-fi film of some kind. So the toy is in there, and now it's time to scan. What I'm going to use is my phone, just my phone. I'm going to use it like this in portrait mode, not landscape, portrait. And I'm going to turn it upside down. I want the camera of this phone to be on the bottom, and I'll explain why in just a moment. So basically what we're going to do is let's pretend we are in there or in a real life situation. You know what, better yet, let's do a real life situation outside of this controlled environment. All right, so here I have a guy that's standing on a plate that's sitting on a tripod, and I'm going to use my phone to scan this guy. Now, before we get into this, we want to make sure that we have some half-decent lighting. It doesn't have to be perfect, apparently, because it worked well for my Ninja Turtles scan that I did the other day, but the better light you can have, the better the scan's going to be. In the front, you can see, obviously, we have some nice even light for the colors. Make sure that, you know, if you're using just sunlight, you know, a soft sunlight, to put your main features towards that sunlight so you can get the best out of the textures in the end. In the back, I should definitely throw more light at this thing to you know, even out the colors of the textures and stuff. But in this situation right now, I just don't have that. But again, just try to, you know, even out the lighting as much as you can. So here I've got my phone. I'm going to go ahead and turn my phone on to camera mode. And I'm going to record this in portrait, but not this way portrait. I'm going to turn my phone upside down like this. And I will show you why in just a moment. So going to video mode. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit record, and I'm going to orbit around the character just like this. Just right, you know, from the side, making sure to keep the character completely in frame the entire time. Get as close as I can without cutting off any limbs or any of that, and get all the way around. And also make sure the character is in focus. Super important that your character is in focus. And this is another good reason to use a phone, because phones typically have a super wide depth of field. So you keep a lot more in focus. Once you get that, then you're going to want to go for a low angle. So get as low as you can while still being able to see all of your character. So what it's going to look like is that. See how I can kind of see the feet, and it's basically level with the plane that it's standing on. Then I'm going to go all the way around, and the reason we're doing this is because we want to make sure that we capture all of the parts of this model that we want to be able to see from the other side, or the underside. Because if we don't do this, then there's going to be these like weird holes, and it just looks weird, right? So again, making sure you go all the way around, full 360. Now take the camera and slowly bring it up. We basically want to keep the tracking, and look at the angle of my camera now. It's just the same as we did with the low angle, except this time we're at a higher angle. And we're making sure to capture, you know, above the head and over the arms, and, you know, just kind of fill in all those spots, right? And then once we get all the way around, then we're going to do another one that's just on top of the head. So literally like, just like that, and then just going all the way around. This helps a lot, especially if you have like hands that are, you know, posed, or if you just want to have a bit more detail to your model. Of course, going all the way around. And this is the last part, slowly coming down now to the facial features and the more important features of your character or model or whatever it is you're doing. Get as close as you can without touching your character or your prop, whatever it is. But also, again, making sure it is all in focus. Then just go around. Don't worry about the other things like his arms or his legs. Just make sure that head or the face or whatever it is that you want to get is very, very close and in focus. And of course, once you go all the way around, make your way down to the bottom where the base is. It is very important that you cover the base because this is going to save you later on when you go to remove your model from the base of the scanning board or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and then just go all the way around. And by the time you're done, you should go ahead and stop and you'll have a video that's approximately 3 to 4 minutes long. That's typically how long it is for me. Now, I would also say it's very helpful to have like a lazy Susan or an automatic rotating board, you know, for this sort of stuff because it helps a lot. But yeah, that's the more practical way if you don't have a controlled lighting setup like this here. So anyway, let's get back into the controlled lighting setup. All right, so the controlled lighting setup. This is just a light box that I got on Amazon for, I think, less than 50 bucks altogether. And you can even get the little rotating platform as well. I'm not gonna leave any links to it because there's so many different types you can get. But yeah, basically what we're gonna do is the same thing, except we're not having to move around, it's moving around for us. So, you know, again, just to, you know, say it again, when you go to record, get as close as you can while filling up the character in your screen. First angle all the way around, second angle all the way around, third angle all the way around, fourth angle from the top, and then up close to get those little tiny details and everything you want. And then you're done. And then just upload that video straight to 3D Presso and you're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my scan now and I will show you what that looks like after it's all done and processed. Okay, so it's been almost exactly 35 minutes and I got the results of my scan back for the character and it looks amazing. Let me record my phone so you can see this. Let's see, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And there is my character. I can't really orbit around the way that I really need to on this yet, but let's get down into the details of him. Look at the face. Look at the details of the face. That looks so, so good. I'm very, very happy with that. Oh my gosh, yes. The shoulders were very, very shiny, and yet we still managed to keep that detail. The hands look great. I'm able to see all the parts of the hands, which looks good. This is highly acceptable. Very, very good. Oh, looks like I got some bumps on the butt there a little bit. I'll have to look at the model. I think that might actually be reflections from my phone or something, but easy to fix if I need to smooth that out. But realistically, I don't really care. But look at okay, look at the feet. Look how it's so separated. This, my friends, is why we need to make sure to focus on the feet on the last part. It helps to separate the base from our model, and that just saves us so much time and work. And look, you can actually see underneath the shoes for the most part. I mean, there's still a little bit there to clean up, but it looks great. And look, you can even see under the boots, which is so, so good. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead now and we're gonna bring this into Blender and I'm gonna show you how to quickly clean this up with very minimal effort. Like, you don't have to be a master at any of this. So let's go do that. All right, so here we are now inside Blender. We're going to go ahead and import the model that we have downloaded from 3D Presso. So it comes out in a .glb file. So we're going to go to Import and then go to .glb and then find our download, and it should be right there. 1983 Filmation Duck. I still don't know his name. I used to know this, but I don't know. So what I'm going to do first is actually, I'm going to go ahead and leave this cube here. I'm going to hit 1 on my keyboard to get a front view, and then I'm going to hit G and Z. So grab and then Z on the Z axis and just move this cube right there. I want the cube to be along that red line because that is going to be what we use to cut the base of this character. Okay, so at the top right now, and I apologize if I'm going too fast for some of you, but this is Blender Basics. Up here, you'll see this. It's the shader mode. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and it's going to bring in the actual textures onto this character. So what I'm going to do now is I'm holding Shift and middle mouse button to center this up. Okay, so with the duck selected, I'm going to hit R and X, so rotate on the X axis, and just do my best to kind of get him standing this way. Great. And then I'm just going to hit R again and rotate from current view like this. That's good enough. And then now I'm going to hit G and drag him up until his feet look like they're standing on top of that box. I'm going to hit 3 now to look from side view, and G and Y to move him back a little bit. Look at that. Nice. That wasn't too bad. That was easy work right there. Yeah, that's pretty centered up. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so now that we've got that, I'm just going to make sure to just bring him down until all of this last bit of stuff is gone. So I'm going to hit G with the duck selected and Z and just drag him down a little bit like that. And you know what? That's clean enough for me. I could get down into like crazier detail, but hey, this is just a quick tutorial and I want to do my best and show you how this can be done very easily and fast. Great. Okay, so now what we're going to do with the duck selected, we're going to go over here to the right and you'll see the wrench icon. Click on that modifier and then add modifier, and we're going to click on Boolean. And this is where we are now going to say, I want to use this box to cut the character here. So let's go over here to object that we want to use as our Boolean, and then click on the box. And now all we've got to do is hit Shift A, or is it Control A? It's a Shift A or Control A. It's Control A, or you can just hit that little arrow and hit Apply, but Control A works too. Cool. Now just go ahead and delete that box, and boom, look at that. Now we have a 3D model that looks fantastic. So good. Let's take a look at that bum, shall we? Looks like we had some imperfections here, which I don't know what happened. Yeah, this is most likely just a reflection that read wrong. Maybe I didn't spend enough time recording his bum. So let's go ahead and just very quickly clean it up because, hey, why not? We're here, right? So I'm going to go to the sculpting tab up here. Oh, there, if you want to see the way this looks, by the way. It's not perfect the way that it's put together, but it looks really darn good considering the amount of time it took to get all of this in. Let's go ahead and do wireframe mode for those of you who want to see even more. Just go here. Doop. Oh, hard to see. Everything's in tris and triangles. Looks like there's some quads. It's a little all over the place. But hey, to be expected for a lot of this sort of stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the bum now. Again, we are in sculpting mode. I am in, make sure. Oh, click the character, there we go. And then go to sculpt. I was in object mode. So now we're in sculpting mode. And right over here, there's a smoother. We're just gonna click on that smoother, and I'm gonna make sure that it's a little bit bigger than the dot, right? But not too big because we don't wanna pull in everything. That's good enough. And I'm just gonna go like that. Let's actually make it a little bit bigger. I shouldn't have to do too much work. I'm just clicking, like single clicking. Click, click, click. Okay. Smooth out that bum a little bit. There we go. I didn't have to do this with the other ones, but I know I didn't spend much time recording his bum. Let's talk about his bum, shall we? Like, look how that bum is. I've never seen a toy with a bum like that before. That's funny. Yeah, and you can do this same thing if you need to, like, still smooth out other things. Like if you need to just very quickly tap, it's a nice way to do things. Another thing we're going to have to keep in mind is see how I didn't quite stop enough to be able to separate the arm from the body here. When we go to actually rig him, that might cause us a little bit of an issue, but nothing I'm too concerned about really. But other than that, this looks good. I'm not hating on it. Again, very quick, done, and yeah. So moving on. Okay, so let's say this is it, guys. I think this is done. How fast was that?
So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and set the origin. Right, here's this little orange dot in the middle of him here. We're going to make sure that that orange dot, the origin, is down at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we can go to Object, and then go to Set Origin, and then Origin to 3D Cursor, assuming you didn't move the 3D cursor from its position. There. Now when we go to rotate it, we can just rotate it from that point, which is super, super nice. Oh, actually, we're going to do one more thing before we send it off for rigging. We are going to save the texture in case we want to make some changes to the textures, and we are going to export two different formats, and I'll explain why in just a moment. So first, let's go to the UV editing tab. And then here, this is where you can see the actual texture that goes on this character. You can see. And if I hit tab over here on the right screen, and then I click on this, you can see, I'll hit A, you can see where all of that goes if you're curious to see all of that. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and save this. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the image button up here, top left, and then go down to save as, and then I'm calling it T underscore space duck underscore BC, which means base color. So go ahead and save that wherever you choose to save it. Cool. And then also go back to layout mode. We forgot to apply all transforms. So we're going to go ahead and go to Object, and then go to Apply, which to do right here, and then just go to all transforms. And notice how right over here when I did that, it churned it to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Like we want that to be zeroed out. Okay, well that's minor. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to export two different formats. One, we're going to export as an FBX because I want to be able to bring it into Unreal Engine just to have it as a static mesh because that's just cool. It won't be rigged, but it'd be nice to have. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Mesh and only selected objects because he is the only object selected. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to Geometry, and I'm going to click on this and change it to Face. And now I'm just going to make sure to save it here or wherever you choose to save it. So I'm going to say SM, which means SM means static mesh underscore space duck dot FBX. Cool.
Okay, so unfortunately, the software that I typically use to rig my characters is currently broken due to an update that they just did this morning. And I'm super bummed because it was going to be awesome and whatever. But yet, so I'm not going to, unfortunately, I'm not going to rig the character today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring him into Unreal Engine 5 so you can see at least what it looks like there. And then maybe another time I'll do a rigging tutorial for that. Or I can point you into the right direction. So let's just go ahead and jump into Unreal Engine and see what it looks like in there.
All right, so here we are in Unreal Engine 5 with my Polly Pocket, which I never got to show you up close what she actually looked like, that scan of the Polly Pocket. That's so crazy. That thing is under an inch tall. Okay, anyway, so let's go ahead and bring in that new character. I'm going to go to the content drawer, open that up, and I'm going to go to characters. And then this is a brand new character. I'll just drop it in here. So I'm going to go to right click, go to import characters, and then I'm going to go ahead and find our space duck static mesh up here. So, and open, and then I'll go ahead and build nanite. That's fine. And then yes, go ahead and create new materials and import. All right, and once this all imports, we should be good to go. Cool. That's all it takes. Now I'm going to go ahead and just drag him into the scene here. And there's our character. Looking good. Looking good. Let's go ahead and look around. See, he's not perfect. I mean, like I said before, there's certain things that, that aren't going to be absolutely perfect. I probably could have done better if I spent more time, but let's also go ahead and adjust his materials. So I'm going to open up the materials here. In fact, I'm going to change it. I'm going to say m underscore space duck. Yeah. And then I'm going to go and open those materials. And I'll drag this over here so you can see this a little bit better. What I'm going to do is give him a little bit more shine just for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down 1 on my keyboard and click. That'll give me a value. And I'm going to drag this up here to roughness. And the roughness on this guy, let's just say a 0.5 roughness. The real guy is pretty shiny. So actually, let's make him shinier. So let's go 0.25. So a little bit shinier. That's actually about as shiny as he is in real life. And then if we want to make the textures a little bit more like him, we can always lighten up the textures a little bit or darken them. So I'm going to go ahead and just double click on the texture here, which will bring up that. And then now I can just grab it from here. And then I can brighten this up. I'll go like 1.1, maybe 1.2, and then save. Just a little bit of a brighten up, and I'll close that out. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move that sun around him. So, nope. Let's grab it from over here. Let's just say sun or directional. That's right. Light source. There we go. Okay, so go ahead and move this just to kind of see how he looks from all different sides. Looks good. I'm happy with it. But yeah, there you go. That's hopefully a decently quick tutorial on how to scan and bring a character into Unreal Engine 5 very, very quickly. I wish I could have shown you how to actually rig the character, but again, I can point you into some directions to be able to do that. Or I can wait until they actually fix the software that I use and then give you a tutorial on that maybe another time. So anyway.
My name is Cory Williams. Thank you for watching, and I hope that helps you in your creative process. See you in the next one. Later.